I'm just trying to get people's stories out there. So, what's one of your biggest regrets in life?
Biggest regrets in life?
Yeah.
Not moving out and exploring the world sooner.
Yeah. Do you live in Appleton?
No, I live in outside of Milwaukee. I'm here visiting
Milwaukee.
a business partner.
Yeah. What are some of your goals for the next 5 years or so?
Next 5 years is to build a company that allows me to work 4 to 5 hours a day doing what I love.
Yeah.
Take care of my family. Be able to spend 3 months out of the year where I want to be.
Yeah.
And start building a real estate portfolio so that when the day comes I don't want to work, I don't have to, but my cash flow doesn't stop.
That's a good idea.
Right?
That's a good idea. Do you have any company idea in mind? Do you have something kind of incubating right now?
Yeah, I own a company called Clinical Marketer right now. It's a consulting company.
Yeah.
And we're building out a new product that's designed to help doctors who want to start their own businesses learn to think like an entrepreneur rather than a clinician. And there's so much mindset around how do you help people while also charging what you need in order to run a successful business. So
yeah.
that's what we're working on right now.
Yeah. Did you start out in the health field at all, or just went right into it?
Started over at Oshkosh. I was in the entrepreneurship club, me and my boy over there. We won a business pitch contest for building a software for doctors.
Oh, nice.
And it ended up getting picked up by Bell and Health up in Green Bay.
Yep.
And ran that company for about 4 or 5 years. But no, I dropped out of school because that company took off.
Oh, that's good.
And in order for me to keep running that company, I had to leave school because we were offered funding, but we had to move out of state in order to get that funding.
Yeah.
So,
what would you say is one of your favorite stories from working with the company? What do you think is something that's really memorable? Just interaction with someone or something that happened?
I don't know if this is a memory, it's just a pattern, is that hard things happen, bad things happen, and most people misinterpret those signs as bad things and they let them, they get beat themselves down with them. But if you don't give up and you keep moving forward despite all the negative things, you start to recognize the patterns that all of the negatives, all the setbacks were actually gifts.
Yeah.
And that was the universe, God, showing you exactly where your next weak point is, where your next constraint is. And so at first, whenever things would go wrong, I'd get really down on myself. But then I started to realize that wherever you're feeling the most pain is the universe directing you towards what's the next thing that you need to get really good at.
Yeah.
And over time, you realize that all the bad stuff, all the painful stuff is actually the best shit.
Yeah.
And when you overcome enough of it, you become addicted to that.
Yeah.
And so now your relationship with pain and discomfort completely flip, and now you're addicted to it.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest takeaway from business in the 12 years I've been doing it.
I think that's really insightful. What do you think, what's one of your biggest inspirations right now? What's just something that gives you energy, just gets you going for the day and stuff?
Being a dad. I'm not a father yet.
Yeah.
I didn't get to know my father that well when I was a little kid. I started my business because I knew I wanted to have as much freedom to be able to be with my kids and to raise them and give them a lot of the things that I didn't have without them turning into spoiled shits.
Yeah.
So building the life so that when I do have a kid, I can be there all the time, homeschool them if I want to. So that's a huge motivation for me. Yeah. But what pushes me through all of the pain, because I live in pain every day because I'm trying to grow, and if you're trying to grow, you're doing something you've never done before, which always sucks. Yeah. And so what gets me through that is I want to be the best version of me I possibly can be. Yeah. I see life as a video game, and I'm trying to max that out. Yeah. And so whenever things are hard, I'm excited because on the other side of that really hard thing is that's a way better, cooler version of me. So I just want to see what I can do and see how far I can go, and that fires me up.
Yeah. What would you say some advice you have for younger generation, just kids looking maybe to make their own business or something? What do you think you would tell them to really get them on the right track?
You greatly overestimate what you can do in a year and greatly underestimate what you can do in 5 years. When you don't have success right away, that doesn't mean you suck, doesn't mean you're less, doesn't mean you're not cut out for this. It just means you haven't put in enough reps. And if you just keep doing it, you'll develop this level of confidence that makes you unshakable. Can I swear on this channel?
Yeah, definitely.
Unfuckwithable.
Yeah.
Because if you overcome enough hard stuff, you realize that nothing, everything that would have broken an ordinary person hasn't broken you yet, and now you know that you're never going to stop, and success becomes inevitable. So give yourself some grace, keep working hard, and learn to love the hard shit, because it's the hard shit that makes you someone worth admiring. It's the hard shit that makes you everything that you achieve sustainable.
Yeah.
And in time, all the hard stuff that you're trying to avoid and run from becomes the stuff you start running towards, because you realize that's the game. So do hard shit and be patient.
Yeah, I think that's great. And you can talk as long as you want, but that's basically the point, is you can just say whatever you want. But
Right.
I think I'm wondering, what is something that you feel like you might have made a mistake on in the past that you reflect and you think, oh, I wish I didn't fucking do that, you know?
Making emotional decisions.
Yeah.
Business is only two things. It's data and mindset.
Yeah.
And if you're not reading data, you're going off of data, tracking your data from day one, then you're completely guessing. But if you learn to track all your numbers, how many videos did I make? How many views did I get? How many subscribers did I get? What was the retention rate on those videos? If I'm not tracking all those things, I don't know what is my next constraint that I need to work on.
Yeah.
And so I spent 8 years living off less than $1,000 a month because I didn't know any of that shit.
Yeah.
But once you know how to track your numbers, then you can pinpoint what your biggest constraint actually is, and then you know what the thing you're working on is actually the right thing. I spent years working on the wrong shit because I was going off of gut instinct, but I've never built a successful company before, so my instincts don't mean shit. Track your numbers, listen to them.
Is there any, let's say, like stock market, any business you think would be really good to invest in right now besides your own?
AI, man. AI is the next generation of entrepreneurs. They have it so much. I don't want to say easier, because everything's fucking hard.
Yeah.
But like the boom that's happening right now is as big as the internet boom back in the day. So if you can make a tool that makes other people's lives easier with AI, or even a business teaching small businesses how to incorporate it, how to follow up their leads, how to retain their customers longer, how to track and interpret their numbers, that shit is so easy to build with AI, especially with like vibe coding.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do that while you're in school. Don't wait until you have a degree. Degrees don't actually mean shit. Are you good at your stuff? Do you know your stuff or not? That's what it comes down to. So if you're going to invest your time into mastering anything, master AI, because there's a bunch of adults in the older generation that are fucking helpless when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of money to be made there.
Yeah. What do you think of the economy right now? Do you think
That's fucked.
it's fucked? Yeah.
It's absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to get any better.
Yeah.
So I would say, instead of investing your money into anything, especially if you're under the age of 30, the only thing you should be putting your money in is investing in yourself, investing in your own skills, because no matter what happens to the economy, nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah.
I've invested over damn near $500,000 into mentorship and coaching and books, courses, all that stuff. And we calculated like the return on investment, and it's like 42x.
Wow. Yeah.
42x.
Dang.
Insane.
Yeah.
So stock market, S&P 500, you're going to get a 14% return if it's really, really booming.
Yeah.
You can invest in crypto. Maybe you'll get a little bit of a better return, if one at all.
Yeah.
The best return on your investment you'll ever get is investing in your own skills and your own mindset.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite book of all time that really just put you onto a lot of things?
Alchemist was the first one. I've read that book like over 100 times.
Isn't he like that? Yeah. Isn't he from like South America or something?
Yeah, Paulo Coelho.
Yeah. That one's a good one.
Yeah, Alchemist was number one. That's what got me started. That's what got me through all the hard times, because I was able to see like the bad things that happened as the omens that were guiding me to what I need to work on next within myself.
Yeah.
So that got me through a lot of hard stuff. Every time I felt lost, I'd listen to that book and I'd find some sort of wisdom from it.
Yeah.
Another really good one, just to like learn how your mind works, is Psycho-Cybernetics.
Yeah.
That one teaches you about like how your mind works, just like a computer. You just have to learn how to operate it like that.
Yeah.
Or the Kabbalion, which is that's one I recently read that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's a Hermetic philosophy that
nice.
teaches us how to use our energy better.
Yeah.
It's basically like nothing is good or bad, and every single thing that we feel is good or great, or that we're infatuated with, or we're angry, or we're frustrated, or resentful towards anything. The only reason we feel that way is because we're seeing it through a lens based on past experiences. And if you can learn to see like the good and the bad in all things, you stay in this realm of neutrality, so you don't ride this emotional roller coaster. That's some next level crazy stuff. So those are the 3 books I'd probably go with.
I think it's really cool you brought up Alchemist right away, because I remember reading that in high school. And do you have a favorite like part from the book? Mine was probably it was actually at the start when he was like with his sheep and he was just sitting back in like the little abandoned like temple or something, and that was just my favorite part. He was just kind of reflecting. What about you?
Favorite part of The Alchemist, was that the question? I think the most powerful one for me is when I love that part, because the whole premise of the book is that when you're at the beginning, you can't appreciate what you have until you leave it, go out and find the world. Then you discover that the real treasure was where you started all along, but you couldn't appreciate what you had until you left to gain the wisdom to appreciate what you had. And so the wisdom of the book's really, really good. But one of the ones that stuck with me the most was when he was at the oasis in the desert and he fell in love, met the love of his life. But he knew that Fatima wasn't his actual destiny. It wasn't what he was meant to do. And with her blessing, had the courage to leave, not knowing if he would ever make it back, but knew that he was meant for something else. And he had faith and trusted that all those things would be there. And a lot of people, they have dreams, but they're afraid to leave their own inner circle. They're afraid to leave the things that they know because they feel like they'll lose those people. But if they're worth anything at all, they wouldn't lose them. And they would be able to come back with all of the wisdom to appreciate the things they have even more. So for me, I stayed in Wisconsin way longer than I wanted to because I was terrified of losing friends, relationships, people seeing me differently. But then I left, I traveled the world, I did all the things, and the ones that matter are still here, and all the ones that weren't worth anything are gone. It makes your life way better.
What's the type of person you think people should avoid? Someone who maybe you don't hate, but someone who might be kind of a bad omen, let's say.
I'd say the worst ones are the ones that need you to stay exactly who you are. Because they use you as a measurement of themselves, and if you keep growing, they feel small. And so that is the trap that keeps people stuck where they are in their life because they're afraid of outgrowing their own inner circle. And if you're around people that say like, why are you working so hard? Why do you want to like leave the state? All that stuff. They're trying to keep you where you are because you're a pillar in their own identity, and they're keeping you stuck there because if you leave, they have to change a part of themselves. So you got to find the people whose identity are tied in you staying small, and you don't necessarily have to cut them off. You just got to keep doing your own thing, going your own way, and they'll phase themselves out.
Yeah, I think that's very true. I think I sort of had to learn that over the years. Was there any moment where you really made a big switch where things were going one way and you just changed your pathway and it was just real impactful? And what was the thing that was kind of catalyzed that change?
This last year. We had a tough year in 2024. And then in 2025, we saw this new shiny object, this new business opportunity that seemed really cool and sexy. And at first it was, we're making money on it. But then it turned out to be a huge nest of worms that almost like, we had the most profitable, best year we've ever had, but it almost killed us from like a cultural perspective within the company, and we weren't really in alignment with who we were as people anymore. And so completely turned everything around. We let go of some people to go back into focusing on what we're great at and what we love doing. And so the lesson there is like, just because it seems like a good idea, just because it's a good opportunity, doesn't mean you should go after it. You should stay laser focused on the one thing that's already been working, that you love doing, and ride through the pain to get to the other side of it. I got time for one more, then I got bounce.
You got bounce?
I got time for one more.
All right. We can end. You said you have a son?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But everything I do is building in anticipation for being the best dad that I can be.
What do you think is the one thing you look forward to doing most with your soon-to-be son or daughter?
Teaching him how the world really works, how to use his head, how to manage his emotions, and taking him to different parts of the world so that he can expand his perception of like what life and what people really are, and realize that there's really not a whole lot to be afraid of.
That's great. I think you gave us a lot of insight in this interview, so it was great. If you want to shout out any social medias or anything, just feel free. But other than that, you seem like a good dude, so thank you.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, you can find me on I am Jordan Mather on Instagram.
Sounds good. All right.
Appreciate you, dude. That was fun. Yeah, you as well. Good luck on the channel.
Thank you.